I think your first priority has got to be number one, to say, I'm the strong leader that New York needs right now. Number two, I'm the person who can heal the divisions that have occurred. And number three, I'm not Andrew Cuomo in my governing style. I'll be more accessible, more compromising with the members of the Senate and the Assembly. I would say, look, you come from Western New York, and Western New York has been economically challenged for years. And for years, governors have been promising to bring economic development to Western New York. And whether it's been through a lack of follow through or just a lack of ability to do anything, not much has been done over the years. And this is an opportunity. This infrastructure deal is an opportunity to direct some of those dollars to areas that have been shortchanged in the Albany budgets in the past years, because so much of the budget goes to New York City. With so much of the Albany inner workings of government being controlled by New York City Democrats, it's hard for areas like Western New York or even Long Island to get their fair share of road dollars, et cetera, et cetera. So this is her opportunity to score big points coming from the Buffalo area, coming from Western New York. This is her chance to score very big points with the rest of the state. All I can say is from the political point of view, she's got to look like she is doing the right things to protect the health and welfare of the people of the state of New York. Now, not being a medical professional, I'm not going to go any further than that because I don't really know what that entails. But she needs to look like she's in charge and she knows what she's doing and she's taking good, competent medical advice in doing that. Well, I mean, the best thing she can do is build her poll numbers and approval ratings up to the point where the Democratic Party looks and says, well, we got to go with her. I mean, because basically there's 3 dates next year that are decision points. There's the nominating convention in March, then the primary in June, and then election day in November. So her first hurdle is getting to March with very, very strong approval ratings, and the people of New York feeling like she's doing a really good job. And that's going to speak very well of her chances to be the nominee at the nominating convention in March. So that doesn't mean she'll get it primary free. That doesn't mean that somebody else will, or multiple people will jump in a primary, but that at least makes her the party's choice. Well, it's actually more regional than it is political, but they turn out to be the same thing, because New York City is only 13 or 14% Republican. You don't get a lot of elected Republicans coming out of New York City. So anything she does regionally for Western New York or Long Island or the more suburban areas is going to mean working with Republican elected officials by definition. And that will probably be making them happy because they're going to be claiming credit for being able to work with the governor and getting these investment dollars into their regions. So this will all work well in the spirit of bipartisanship. It's walking a tightrope. There's no question about that. You have to look like you're in charge. You have to look like you're somebody who needs to be respected. But on the other hand, you have to look at like you're somebody who is going to compromise, who isn't going to be a bully, who is going to say, okay, I understand that you have concerns. Let's talk. Let's get to a point of compromise. Well, I mean, look, New York is a blue state, but it is sometimes so blue that you don't have to worry about running, gender, racial. You don't have to worry about being so careful about who you run necessarily. And look, politics across the board has always been a old white boy network, and it gets broken up where in places where you have to be more competitive. So New York being such a blue state, there hasn't necessarily been the clarion call to go after the black vote or the Hispanic vote or female vote So here we go for our first female governor. No, I mean, I honestly think she's got a wonderful opportunity here with the infrastructure deal. You know, it's a chance to really bring some significant investment into Western New York and other areas that have been ignored for so long.